This atmosphere here at the TU, it's intoxicating. Loving every second. They're putting on a show on a Wednesday morning. You won't believe it, it's barely past 10 a.m. Feels like there's not a single office in Kathmandu that's got any workers in it, because they're all here. They're in Kirtipur. Naresh Buddy here, the latest to the crease. The Royals have collapsed in a heap here. 55 for none, 103 for 7. Kishore Mahado, after 2 expensive overs, has come back brilliantly. He's found 2 and 3 balls. Clever piece of bowling. There's been comparisons to someone you know well, Darren Gough, to Kishore Mahado. Bit of Liam Plunkett in him.
Yeah, I can see the comparison, but it's clever bowling, you know. Into the pitch, we've seen it stopping now. It's week 2 at the tournament. Slower balls into the pitch, hard to hit, hard to pick, and then he gets his rewards.
Nicely picked up. Has he got enough? Oh, yes he has. Great strike from Kugeline, showing his wares with bat and the ball.
Well, take a bow, Kugeline. Again, bowling into the pitch, but I'll tell you what, he found the sweet spot here. Absolutely. Just watch this back. Another slow ball into the pitch, waiting for it. Threw everything at it. He's a big man, he's Kugeline, and he's big enough to clear the ropes. Look at that one. Into the stand. 6, a maximum.
65 metres out there, and that has travelled. Does go a bit further when you get it well up here at altitude. Kugeline's, it's such a good tournament. He really has. Lots of the talk has been about Tapender Singh Airi, but this man, one of the stars, yorked him 3 in the over. Oh, one of the best deliveries we've seen from any quick bowler in this whole MPL. Darren Gough, that's you incarnate. Eat your heart out.
Well, you'd take that, wouldn't you? You don't mind getting it in for a maximum if you're going to follow it by an unbelievable bit of bowling. I love seeing this. Yorkers, look at that. You couldn't deliver a better one. Absolutely right on the button, underneath the bat, knocks the poles back. What a sight. Every fast bowler loves to see it. Brilliant from the bolts. The Royals in trouble. Kugeline goes for 7, and it's now 110 for 8.
Pond Super Light Gel with hyaluronic acid. 200% instant hydration. Miracles happen.
Sport is in our DNA.
Tapaiku, Asli Energy, Red Bull, Asli Nerozo.
Watch NPL on the go on Ncell app, unlimited YouTube and other NPL packs. Download Ncell app now or dial *123*9#.
From Kishore Mahado.
Yeah, trademark delivery, and you know, when you bowl one of them, there's no better sight. As a fast bowler, you know you're bowling at the end of the innings. You just want that perfect Yorker, and that was it. Take that around with you, young man. Take a bow. Perfect delivery, and a great comeback after getting it out of the ground, by the way.
3 wickets in the over alongside the maximum. He's got 3 for 28. Naren Soud, the under-19 star, he comes to the crease as Jimmy Neesham returns for his second. Darren, we were talking off air. You played, at the time there was 10 Test Nations when you were playing. You played in all of the other 9 countries, and of course England, where there's great fanatical support for cricket. Have you ever seen an atmosphere like this?
No, and I'd heard so much about it, you know, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to come here. I'd never been to Nepal, but I'd heard so much about the atmosphere, seen pictures of it, seen videos, and it's not disappointing at all. The people are magnificent, so friendly. The cricket is adorable. Look at the crowd. What is it time now? 20 past 10.
Well, the great thing is there's a joy and a spirit and an innocence here and a love of cricket I just find absolutely intoxicating.
And the DJ is banging. Take the DJ. Let's get the DJ to England.
There's a great mix, isn't there? Local tunes, all-time classics as Soud comes on to strike for the first time. This is where Neesham will be very good now as well.
Well, listen, Jimmy Neesham, an experience man, he's done it in a World Cup final, bowls at the end, you know, he bowls good Yorkers, mixing it up well. He is hittable, but when it's his day, he's a very clever cricketer, Jimmy Neesham, and bowls it well. And we just go back to the crowd. Look at it, all around the ground. You've just got people enjoying themselves, friendly, waving, happy. That's what it's about. I love this sort of atmosphere. I live for this.
It's absolutely contagious too, isn't it? Look to get the second, and the dive will get him home. A couple of famous days last year, 16th of March, probably the most famous, the game that went around the world as Nepal beat the UAE in the most remarkable and dramatic of fashions. The fading light, Duckworth Lewis Stern coming into play, the umpires removing the bails to spark jubilant scenes of celebration, and then a two-day game. It was only a one-dayer, but the reserve day came into play as the rain came down on the 1st of May. The umbrellas were up, 30,000 stayed. And then it went into the second day, and the Cricket Association of Nepal said, we're going to open the gates, it's going to be free. Even more came on the 2nd of May, after the May Day Labour holiday. Nepal beat the UAE again and went to the Asia Cup for the first time. It's been 10 years since their first World Cup. They had their second this year. And all of a sudden, I think Nepal are introducing themselves to the world this year in 2023 and 2024. The last 24 months, it's been exceptional. And this MPL, it's not just introducing Nepali cricket, Darren, to the world. It's introducing the beauty and the wonder of this country to everyone. And what you've got to do now, you've got to go and tell everyone back in England.
Don't worry about it, I will. I've been here now for 4 days now, and it's been fantastic. And I've been lucky enough to go around the world and just have a quick look at this one. Jimmy Neesham, actually slow ball. It nipped off the seam away, so there's still a little bit of movement about there. And one of the other tournaments I think has lit up the world as well is the SA20. I think that's got a great atmosphere about it. And that, when you have a crowd that are passionate and enjoy it, and they enjoy being at the cricket, it makes a great tournament. Big name players want to come and play in it, and this is definitely going to be hitting the map.
Nicely played. Has he got enough to get to the boundary? No real timing, no, just a couple. Couldn't agree more with you. You have to put the fans first, and that's what they've done so well, the organisers, in this inaugural season. End of the 19th, just one remains. 116 for 8.
Pond Super Light Gel with hyaluronic acid. 200% instant hydration. Miracles happen.
ब्याङ्किङ सेक्टरमा पहिलो पटक सिद्धार्थ ब्याङ्कले ल्याएको छ सिद्धार्थ रिवार्ड्स। यसमा पोइन्ट छ। सिद्धार्थ ब्याङ्क, सम्बन्ध सधैँभरिलाई।
DHI Happier Home. छुट्टै छ है।
तपाईँको असली एनर्जी रेड बुल असली नै रोजो।
At one apiece. Remember, every single ball of this comp live on Star Sports. Viewing numbers in the millions. We saw a headline there last night that already, even though we're only halfway into the tournament, this tournament's already broken all online records in terms of number of views for any cricket tournament in Nepal. That will only grow and grow. Hundreds of thousands concurrently watching, millions in total, not just on the televisions but on the live streams. As Kishore Mahato is clipped into the leg side, long on, and Blaze takes the catch. That's 4 for Mahato. What a great comeback. First 2 overs went for 20, now he's got 4 for 28.
Well, what a comeback. Mahato has come in, he's mixed it up with slow balls into the pitch, quick balls. Again, another good strike, but it's a 65-yard boundary hitting down the ground. He didn't get nowhere near it, and it's another comfortable catch in the deep. I'll tell you what, the Bolts have come into this. Naran Soud, he goes for 3, and now they're really struggling, the Royals. 116 for 9.
known as the Yorker King, the death specialist, Abhinesh Bahara. Doesn't offer a huge amount with the bat though. Probably just try to get a single if he can. Does his job. Well done, Abhinesh Bahara. One more look at the wicket. I think it again might have been a little cutter, was it?
It looks like he definitely looks, yeah, definitely a cutter. It's the right thing on this sort of pitch. If you're not bowling the Yorker, the cutters are hard to hit. 65-yard boundaries. Again, you've got to really meet the middle of the bat, and if you don't quite get it caught in the deep, clever bowling from Mahoto. 4 wickets, what a spell.
Picked up into the leg side, protection out there. They'll want the second, but they're not going to get it. And Bahara, I think, rightly sends him back. So that means Bahara will have the strike. This game's a massive one, isn't it? Because if the Bolts take the win, they'll remain perfect. They'll be 5 from 5. They'll be guaranteed of a playoff spot. And also, it kind of brings those 4 teams all on 2 points, particularly the Gurkhas with 4 games left, back into the contest. Might be a good result for the tournament in a funny way.
Well, I think they've been outstanding. They didn't start very well, but they've come back into this, and they've been magnificent in the field.
Could be a chance. No, holds on to it. Chasing down 120 or something in that vicinity. Do you make them big favourites?
I would say make them big favourites. I think at lone point you looked about 135, 140, but the way they've come back has been superb. The Royals 118 for 9. There's the points table. Janakpur 4 games, 8 points. Look at them all on 2 down there, down the bottom. It's an open series.
They've got to scrap for their lives, don't they? And we'll see the Lions again in action this afternoon. Oh, brilliant Yorker. How good has he been these final 2 overs? You go around the park at the top, 2 overs, number 20. What do you need as a fast bowler? Strength of character to come back?
Absolutely, and it does. That's the biggest thing you need, heart and belief. And if you can bowl at this part of any T20 game, come back and bowl cutters into the wicket and bowl a good Yorker, you can make a living out of this all around the world.
Does he deserve a 5 for a Michelle?
A Michelle, yeah, we love a Michelle. We saw one yesterday, didn't we, from Basoto, was it?
Yeah, 6 for him.
6 for.
Here he goes, can he get 5? Does this carry to long on? No, not quite, and a diving effort goes on to the rope. Well, he's been exceptional, his 2 comeback overs. They've gone for 15, but he's picked up 4 wickets. And the SUDURPASCHIM Royals will have to be content with just 123 for 9 from their 20 overs.
Yeah, a good finish, 123 for 9. The Royals will feel as though they're probably 15 short of what they should have got at one point, but the Bolts come back really, really well. And here it is, the final delivery. Went for the Yorker, didn't quite get it right, and that's the unfortunate thing if you don't get it in there. It kind of stopped in the wicket. He ran past it, a little bit of a slip, and it slips away for a boundary. So a good finish from the Royals, but probably 10 short, 15 short of what they would have liked. But the Bolts would be favourites going into the game.
Yeah, the problem is up in that shadow, it will have just been a bit slippy. Just that little corner of the ground that's still in shadow. Let's get a look at the batting card. A great start from the 2 openers. They put on 55 and look completely unfussed. But a bit like we saw yesterday, once you come out of the power play, it can get tricky, particularly if you're trying to force it against the spinners. We'll certainly question the batting order. Not sure why Brandon McMullen wasn't at number 3. And maybe Dipendra Singh Airi got to the crease too early. His first real failure with a duck off 3 balls. And ultimately, it was the top 2. And Ishan Pandey, the only really batters to make an impact. 123 for 9. For the partnerships outside of that one at the openers, not a lot to cheer. Ishan Pandey again looked good for me. Himself and young Dinesh Karel, the 2 left-handers, really stepping up in this competition. But the SUDURPASCHIM Royals won't be pleased with the wickets from 2 to 10. What about the bowlers, Darren? Sharmala, Arniko Yadav and Kishore Mahado, the stars.
Yeah, Mahado came back well there, 4 for 35. A little bit expensive, if we're going to be totally honest, but he came back really well. But yeah, some of the spinners there, Sharmala, 2 for 19 off his 4 was outstanding. And I thought, obviously, as well, Nico, you'd have 2 for 16. Absolutely well ball from Jakarta Bolts. Came back well into that game to pull the score back.
Let's get a look at Mahato's 4. Goffey, because I've got you with me, I want you to talk about what it's like bowling at the death in white ball cricket, how tricky it is.
Well, I lived for it. I absolutely did it from being 18, 19 years old. But you've got to be clever and think about the pitch. And this pitch is a huge pitch. Lots of slow balls, cutters into it. But there's the golden ball, the Yorker. And then you take these, caught on the boundary. When you look back and they say, oh, you got 4 for that game, you're not bothered about them being caught on the boundary. As long as it doesn't go over the boundary, you're happy.
Absolutely love that description of the Yorker as the golden ball. That's exactly what it was. We've got a capacity crowd, an unforgettable atmosphere, a spine-tingling one, and the Bolts to stay perfect, to stay as the only unbeaten team in the tournament, to make it 5 from 5. They'll need 124 to win. Don't go anywhere too far. We'll have all the action in just a few moments' time.
Is in our DNA.
DHI happier home. Today sahi.
तपाईँको असली एनर्जी रेड बुल असली नै रोजौं
डिस्कोमा खेलको मजा छ बेग्लै हरेक खेल हेरिन्छ साथी हो स्याहारै
Dish Home, खुशीको कनेक्सन